and what they brag about now is different. But like I like what you're saying about you might have a hater, a direct hater, because it might not even be so as far as you think. You got to deal with somebody, right? You got whatever deal you got,
right.
And the person who hates you had that opportunity to get the deal before you, and didn't take it, and now you blow up, and they're like, "That's supposed to be me.
Right.
That's supposed to be me. I was supposed to have that deal with that label or that artist, or whatever, and I bullshitted. I didn't show up to the meeting. I came late. I asked for more money. Drunk, whatever.
Everybody got the same 24.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this and you're feeling everybody has the same
not true. I hate that 24
hours
That's
of
not
the
true.
day.
It's not true?
No, it's not true.
How is it not true?
It's never been true.
How is it not true?
Because if I have money and I hire you, I own your 8 hours.
That's bullshit. That's not what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, but I hate that
before I had
expression.
money to hire you, we had the same
everybody
amount of
doesn't
time
have the
to
same
get
8
to
hours.
this point. But this is what I'm saying. We have the same amount of time to get to this point. From the time that you're born to the time that you die, this life is about get what you can get out of it.
But some people start at different places.
Thank you.
That's true.
Which means we don't all have the same 8 hours.
But the revealing fact is some people look at Jay-Z like, oh, he was lucky. And some of us look like, he did it? Yeah. It's on. I could get that too. Or I could at least get close to it.
Close, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a man, I'm a man. Like, we can figure this out. How to get there. And then there's people that's like, oh, he probably Illuminati. He's probably, he probably gave up the ass. Like, you know what I mean? Stupid shit. Right. That's not real. It's not real. I don't care what nobody say about it. My bad. I'll be like phones on silent.
We had that conversation when we had Jamar on the show, and Lord Jamar and I were having an argument, as we are wont to do, about like why, kind of like the why you Rosenberg conversation.
Right.
And by the way, I'm the first person to admit that like my privilege, meaning I grew up upper middle class, so like I wasn't rich, but I also never had to worry. So like after college, for example, my parents paid for college,
right.
And then after college, I got a DJ job.
Right.
And if it didn't work out, I would have gone home. Right. I wouldn't have been homeless. Now, I never had to. I never took any money from my parents. Right. But I had that then, right? So I'm the first one to admit that. But Jamar said to me, he's like, well, why you? What about so-and-so who's just as good as you? Bro, the talent level for all of us in this business, we're different by this much.
Increments.
We're all I'm a tiny bit more talented than the cat maybe who isn't where I'm at.
Who's right
behind you. But what were you doing during those times? How hard, when I was chasing after Tigger, doing anything Tigger asked me to do, what were you doing in that time?
Right.
And I say that with respect to the fact that I'm white, grew up in the suburbs, and I have built-in advantages that exist.
Right.
But still, we all do have that time.
Right, but the same advantages that you're claiming right now, my kids have.
That's right.
Your kids.
Yeah, my kids have that.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm looking at math right now.
If it don't work out, don't worry. Dad got it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
looking at math right now, I know he's doing better than my parents were when I was a kid.
Okay, so I didn't have none of that, right?
Right.
From the Bronx, dad died when I was 3, single mom, and I just I went to a college radio station with some rap group from my college in Long Island, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna bring this rap group up to Wild Man Steve show. Right. And I went up there, I was like, can I go? I just wanna see what it's like. I get up there, Wild Man Steve is by himself, answering the phones. Anytime somebody was at the door, he had to go downstairs, get them, bring them up. Then DJ Riz comes and he DJs for 2 hours. And I'm sitting there and I go, I wonder if I could open the door for them next week. Right? And I said, hey, and the rap group already left. They did their little rap, they left. I said, can I stay here? Wild Man Steve. He's like, yeah, you can stay. I said, hey, who is somebody that usually answered your phone's not here today? He goes, no, I just do it myself. I was like, can I do it? And that literally led me on my path of working for free. Every job I've ever gotten until I was like at least 40 was me going, can I do it? I'll do it.
You solved the problem off the rip.
But I took a lot of bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So I always wonder, because you was mentioning your father before we started, and your father gave you all this advice. I wish I had a dad.
I know you do. I know. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But if you're,
should we hate him?
But with,
should we hate him? Like,
It wouldn't change the fact that I had a guy.
my father was in the streets, right? From what I heard, from what I heard, my father was in the streets, Puerto Rican from the street.
Right.
I always wonder if he would have told me, nah, you don't work for free, you don't beg nobody for nothing. But I didn't know, it's always like I always wanted the hypothetical of what if it went the other way. But all I knew was I have no family connections, no money, no nothing. The first day I was there, I met Mr. C and Havoc from Mobb Deep. And I'm like, what the fuck? Then the week after that, I met, the Alcoholics.
Nice.
Shout out to Alcoholics.
It's a good couple weeks.
Every week.
Yeah, word.
Because college radio in the 90s, there was Stretch Armstrong, Stretch and Bob, there was Mayhem and Martin on NYU, DJ Riz on WBAU. So I got to meet all these rappers. Then I hear Riz on the air, hey, I'm DJing Don Hills next Friday.
Right.
I go, I know he don't have a car. I go, hey, can I drive you? He goes,
solving a problem. Once
yeah.
Again.
Bro, I got my bullshit, whatever, Honda, whatever, pick him up in Brooklyn, drive him to the gig, stay all night, carry his crates, drive him back home, then I drive home. And then that became my life. Wherever Riz went, I went. He introduced me to Flex at the Tunnel. I'm just carrying Riz's crates. It's Riz, Big Cap, Funkmaster Flex. Oof. Riz starts getting popular. He says, I don't want to open up anymore. He starts getting his own gigs. He's like, but Cipha's a good DJ. You should let him open up. They give me a shot. 8:30 to 9:30. Because the Tunnel was 500 girls free. So they needed R&B from 8:30 to 9:30. Big Cap is coming at 9:30. Big Cap comes at 9:45, sees me, he goes, I'm going to come 10 next week. 10 to 10:30 to 11.
Wow.
So
I never knew this part.
Yeah, but this is over months, right?
Right.
So I'm DJing, I'm getting better. All to this day, if I walk around right out here and there's a 45-year-old woman, she's gonna be like, you was killing in the time. All R&B. Can't play no hits.
Right.
No Biggie. I mean, unless like an R&B version.
You couldn't take anything Flex was going to play later that night.
Nothing.
Right.
That's what made Flex trust me.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.